Okay, so everyone would like to welcome you on the official launching, of course, of the Panagbenga 2020. I'm Mitch Villar, Junior of Sky Cable, at siyempre kasama ko ang Regional Director po ng Philippine Information Agency, Director Helen Tibato. Ma'am, magandang umaga po sa inyo.
Magandang umaga, Mitch. Isang maalab at papaglayang pagbati po ng magandang Baguio sa ating lahat. How are you, Mitch?
Good, ma'am.
Welcome to the Kapihan launching of Panagbenga 2020. And this is a special celebration, the silver
Anniversary
of Panagbenga. How many years?
25 years, ano? So, Ma'am Helen, baka naman pwede mo kami bigyan ng konting experience mo. Now, of course, that you are in the 25th year celebration ng Panagbenga.
I guess we all grew up with Panagbenga.
That's right. At siyempre ako na, I've been, of course, 25 years na rin, ma'am, na nagko-cover po tayo since we started our coverage of the Baguio City Festival in 1995.
So, welcome to Kapihan. Kasama po natin ang mga mamamahayag mula sa Baguio Correspondents and Broadcasters Club, kapisanan ng Broadcasters ng Pilipinas, Baguio Benjie Chapter. Kapihan sa Baguio goes to.
Of course, dito po yan sa City Hall, Multi-Purpose Hall.
And just like the cold climate and the towering pine trees, Panagbenga has become a symbolic part of the city of Baguio. Long after its conceptualization, the Flower Festival continues to bring not only contributing to our economy, but also an avenue to showcase the creative arts, skills, and culture, not just of the city, but the whole of Cordillera region. Although an annual feat, we as a community tries to offer a different unique Panagbenga experience each year. So what do we have to look forward in 2020?
Yeah.
That's right, ma'am.
And that's what we will find out in this morning's Katihan.
With our panelists, of course, so huwag na po natin patagalin. Let's start the ball rolling. Pakilala na po natin ang ating mga panelists for today. Meron, of course, kinahin na po natin the chairman of the Panagbenga 2020 Policy and Program Review Committee, and we'd like to, of course, greet him also a happy birthday. We'd like to welcome, of course, our Mayor Benjie Magalong. Mayor, magandang umaga po.
Happy birthday, Mayor!
Sa ating po mga bisita, sa ating po mga tagapakinig, to Madam Helen and Biggs, magandang umaga sa inyo lahat, and to the Board of Trustees of PFFI and our beautiful Ma'am Councilor Elaine. Maraming salamat po. Good morning.
Today we launched the Panagbenga 2020, and by virtue of Executive Order 172, the City Government issued this order for policy and program review. Let's find out ano, Mayor, ang laman ng executive order na ito at mga miyembro ng executive committee.
Basically, kung makikita nyo, bago yung members ng Executive Program Review Committee. And for one is, we have the Vice Chairman in the name of the person of GM Anthony De Leon. And we have members, Vice Mayor Tino Poloan, Mr. Freddy Alquiros, Mon Cabrera. We have RD Joey Ganongan, Director Helen Tibaldo, Director Leonardo Aguinalde, Madam Gladys Vergara, Evangeline Paino, and Ferdy Balana. So makita nyo, nagbago yung members ng Program and Review Committee, and it's one way of saying that we want a very dynamic Panagbenga 2020.
So we're looking forward to a very unique Panagbenga 2020.
Precisely, exactly, RDL.
Okay, thank you very much, Mayor. Babalikan po namin kayo. At sunod naman po natin, of course, the co-chair of the organizing committee, Panagbenga 2020, would like to welcome, of course, Sir Anthony De Leon.
Thank you very much, Mix and Ma'am Helen. To my co-panelists, of course, headed by our City Mayor, Mayor Benjie Magalong, and to my right, Ma'am Elaine. Thank you for joining us. And to all of our friends in the media and our local officials that are currently here, my fellow Board of Trustees of the Foundation, and to the rest of our audience. Good morning to everybody and happy Panagbenga.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Anthony. Anong balita and what's an update, of course, 2020 na po, 25 years na po tayo.
Well, it's really a challenge because we're celebrating the this flower festival, and we have to innovate, of course. Especially so, we have a new mayor, so we cannot let him down, diba? So we have to do our best and be more innovative in our events and the way we execute the programs of the festival, which is a reflection of our city, the creative city, our culture, and our community. So it's a real challenge for all of us that we create new innovative events that will complement the message of the city, and we'll have to do more in terms of quality. And this is going to be the real challenge for us. Just like I'm sure you're familiar with the PhilAm Invitational International Golf Tournament, we're celebrating 70 years. Here, it's again an anniversary. We have to be more innovative as well, make it memorable. So I'm going to seek the support of the community and our partners, our sponsors, and our stakeholders so that we can feature the best of Baguio City in this festival.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Anthony. Babalik na lang po yung aming mga tanungan sa ating pong mga kasamahan sa media. Okay, pakilala naman po natin, of course, we would like to welcome the chair of the tourism committee, sa ating pong city council. We would like to welcome, of course, Councilor Elaine Sobrano. Elaine, magandang umaga po.
Magandang umaga, Mix. Magandang umaga, Helen. And of course, ating mga nandito panelists, magandang umaga po. At sa inyo pong lahat na nandito hanggang ngayon, good morning.
Ma'am, kumusta naman po? Of course, related pa rin po dun sa itanong po natin kay Sir Anthony, ang preparasyon po natin for Panagbenga 2020.
Definitely, it is a project that would go hand in hand with the city government together with the BFFFI. Our theme for this year is blooming through the years. When you could just imagine from a simple beginning 25 years ago, ngayon, andyan yung ating Panagbenga, blooming as it is, talaga mas maganda. Kumbaga, sabi nga natin, pwede nang i-compare sa mga activities worldwide.
Ma'am, sabi nga nila, hindi na lang tayo summer capital of the Philippines, but rather all year round tourism capital of the Philippines.
True, Helen. Remember, during our early youth, sabi ng kabataan natin, we only know na talagang summer na pag andyan yung mga madaming tao na nakikita natin. Same with Christmas, pag madaming tao, alam natin Christmas na. Pero ngayon, we could see, every day is talagang tourist day para sa ating syudad. At talagang ito ang tumutulong sa ating mga restaurants, sa ating mga negosyo. And salamat sa kanila. Kaya lang, syempre, with every development comes the traffic problem.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Elaine. At siyempre, sunod na rin po natin, also the co-chair of the organizing committee of the Panagbenga 2020. We would like to welcome Sir Federico Anquiros.
Thank you, Sir. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Ito na naman tayo. We are at the stage where we are launching Panagbenga. And kami sa private sector, sa foundation, it is a challenge, a bigger challenge for us this year, as the mayor announced earlier that this will be purely private sector. So talagang malaki ang expectations from the private sector this year. And syempre, Mix, Helen, kailangan namin kayo sa media na ma-promote natin ang Panagbenga for this year, for this coming 2020, dahil sino pa ba ang magtutulungan kundi tayo. So, what a milestone. It's the 25th year. We have a new dynamic mayor. and it is now purely private sector. So talagang kailangan natin galingan, kailangan natin paghusayin ang ating mga resources para mailagay lahat sa pagpapaunlad ng Baguio at ng Panagbenga. Mapakita natin na ang Panagbenga ay talagang ang premier festival sa buong Pilipinas. So, sana magtulungan tayo para sa Panagbenga 25th anniversary natin for Panagbenga 2020. At syempre, hindi na tayo summer capital dahil as of yesterday, binuksan na daw yung Rosario to Season connector ng expressway. So, seamless connection na po tayo from Balintawak all the way until Rosario. Eh talagang and then going up Quezon, I think on the weekends, they allow Quezon now, on the weekends, Pacquiao. And then if not, Marcos Highway, no? So, talagang paglabas mo, nandun ka na sa bukana talaga ng Pacquiao ng Baguio. So, dagdag points na naman yan para sa Baguio. Kaya, makikita natin na magdadagsaan na naman ang ating mga turista dito sa Baguio.
Totoo yan, Sir Freddy? Sabi nga nila, summer capital destination, flower destination. But right now, hindi lang weekly, kundi everyday destination na po ang Baguio City. Okay, Sir Freddy, we have the theme, of course, ito po na Panagbenga 2020. Kindly expound us more to dito po sa blooming through the years.
Actually, nung pinatakbo natin yung competition on the theme for this year, we took into consideration that it is our 25th year. So talagang we wanted to highlight that it is through the years that we have been here and we have been growing. And we wanted also to keep it simple. So ang napili natin, and the winner is here, she is here right now. Ang napili natin ay blooming through the years, and which very appropriate, that we have been blooming through 25 years actually. Now, since 1996, when we had our first, I don't know if who of you were present in 1996, when we only had 3 floats, may karitela pang isa, So, talagang from very humble and meager beginnings, ito na ngayon talaga tayo. Ito tayong nakikipagkompetensya sa mga dambuhalang festivals na nandiyan na for the past 50 years. So, talagang we have put ourselves in the map, not only sa Pilipinas, but we're the only one now internationally accredited dito sa Pilipinas.
Sir Freddy, maybe it would be nice to share that there were more than almost 200 entries.
220 entries.
Who submitted their suggested theme for Panagbenga 2020? Nakakatuwa, more than around 220
entries, and syempre we had 5 finalists and 1 winner.
And coming from different sectors,
Yes.
Students, professionals, and hindi natin in-expect na ganun kadami ang magsasubmit ng kanilang.
Yes. And we are probably looking at making this a yearly activity now, so that the theme will be inclusive, In other words, manggagaling talaga sa taong bayan, sa taga Baguio, manggagaling sa taga Baguio ang theme natin. Hindi lang kami sa BFFI or, ang mamimili ng theme, kundi talagang gagawin natin competition ito yearly.
Okay, so maraming salamat, Sir Freddy. We move on to
The co-chair of the creative committee ng Panagbenga 2020 would like to welcome Ms. Rebecca Lulu.
siya po ay membro din ng BFFI Cultural Committee, co-chair together with Ms. Chay Ramos. Yes.
Good morning, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Sana po maging busy tayong lahat sa Panagbenga at mag-participate tayong lahat sa ating 25th year ng Panagbenga kasi ito ay napaka-momentous for us. Dahil nung nag-umpisa po ang Panagbenga, we didn't know na aabot ng ganito kalaki at ganito katagal ang Panagbenga po.
Maraming salamat, Ma'am Becca. We move on to another member of the Cultural Committee. we have, syempre siya ang nagdala. I think spearheaded the Christmas in Baguio, the TMA with Bali Baguio, the Nutcracker. This is Jacqueline Ramon.
Good morning po. Actually, it wasn't me who spearheaded. It was the City Tourism Office po. They tapped me, pero I'm very thankful to them po. Thank you, maraming salamat po. Good morning po, and we're looking forward to a very exciting 25th anniversary ng Panagbenga this year.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Jack. I think before we ask our media friends para po sa kanilang mga tanungan, we would like to acknowledge, of course, the member of the City Council, of course, headed by Vice Mayor Alawan. Diyan po sila sa And to our media, of course, you could also address your questions kung may mga katanungan po sa media ng Council. And we would like to acknowledge also, of course, the Chief of Staff of the Panagbenga 2020, si Ms. Benjie. Okay?
At saka i-acknowledge din natin ang ating mga lady councilors.
Right.
Thematic din ang mga suot nila. Diba?
Yeah,
In uniform in
councilor.
time for the launching
Councilor.
of Panagbenga 20.
Fariñas.
Amanda, Councilor Fariñas, of course led by Councilor Elaine Zambrano as Chair of the Committee on Tourism.
That's right. Ipakilala na rin natin, acknowledge mo ang ating visionary, si Architect Alabanza. Dito rin po siya. Ayan. Oh, hindi ako narinig.
Okay, handa na po mga
Ay,
kasamahan
nandun
sa
na.
media.
Okay.
We'll
Sige.
start with Associated Press, Primo Agatep, susundan ng Philippine Star, Junjun Lao.
Kaya Primo.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. First of all, I'm gonna ask this question. Sir, Mayor, 2020, and your co-chairman are telling Sir Anthony De Leon and Sir Aquiros, telling that a new mayor, a new dynamic mayor, and they are hoping for a dynamic Panagbenga 2020. And how prepared, really, or what are your preparations to make that 2020 Panagbenga being the father of the city, to be dynamic Panagbenga? What are your preparations, sir?
Okay, for one is, I just would like to emphasize that this is purely private sector led. Wag lang makialam ang gobyerno, gaganda to. Mas masyadong makialam, gaganda to. Just like what we did in the creative festival and the Enchanting Baguio. Siyempre, may mga problema that requires the council to immediately act on it. But as I've said, these are birth pains. Panagbenga, we have been for the past 25 years. So, ako, very, very confident ako. In fact, about 3 weeks ago, I met with GM Anthony and his staff. And I requested for a briefing on basically what is the master plan for Panagbenga 2020. And I'm very much satisfied with their presentations and their preparations. And I believe the challenge now is because it's a self-imposed challenge. Sa kanila, it's a self-imposed challenge. And this is their commitment to the city. Now that there is a new administration, this administration is its first Panagbenga. And the first thing that came to their mind is we need to make sure that we will level up. Alam mo kasi ang problema sa festival every year, dapat nagle-level up ka eh. Nagle-level up ka. But this time, ang china-challenge nila is something that would really make a difference and will show that there's a new a concept so that this will be appreciated by this administration. So ako confident ako. And knowing the members of the program committee, the organizing committee, and now that they're bringing in new people with different perspective, I believe they will be able to accomplish their vision this time.
Can you clarify that, sir, as far as purely private?
Yeah.
We have now the department heads and some of the leaders of the department here. I mean, what would be your marching order anyway for them to make it as supportive as Sir Alquero said that they need also support from the stakeholders, sponsors, and the community and the government.
Okay, thank you very much. For one is, pabayaan lang natin patakbuhin ng BFFI. No? Pabayaan lang namin. If they need government intervention, that's when we will come in. Of course, we will always be there to monitor them, to make sure that they comply with the provisions of law. And they're aligned with our ordinances. Pero pabayaan lang namin silang gumagalaw.
But you're there behind the
Precisely.
private sector.
We are there to provide support. Anytime they need us, we will always be there to, make ourselves available.
So,
I think Sir Anthony has something to add.
May I just also add on this subject of support? In the meeting that we had with the foundation represented by Sir Bonnie de la Peña in one foundation meeting, and as Mayor mentioned, 3 weeks ago we also had a meeting. We all came up with an agreement that we will not need the 4 million that was usually provided by the city government for the festival, not the foundation, for the festival. So beginning this festival, there's no 4 million support from the local government for the festival. And we welcome that. In fact, we welcomed that several years ago pa, but that did not happen. But this year, we're all in agreement, it's not really necessary. So whatever the 4 million was funding in terms of prizes for competitions like the media, the Pony Boys Day, the awards for the street dance, yung mga ganon, or subsidy for landscaping, kami na po yun. No government funds are necessary to support the festival. Yeah. That's our way of supporting the city.
Short of saying that, let them run the show. Let them run the show. They have been running it efficiently for the past 24 years. So, let them run it. We can only, if we see something, if we have some concepts, we can suggest to them, but not directly intervening and, be aggressive about insisting that this kind of program should be part of the entire program. Parang ganun.
Even a program or activity or like this scale of program. Basically, Sir Anthony, through the years, sir, since it's not necessary of that 4 million, so magkano ba ang expenses to run the show, sir?
Generally, to run this event for 5 weeks, we have a budget of give or take 18 million. So that's how we operate the whole thing. Kasi yung karamihan na nakikita lang, trade fair. Hindi naman nagsisimula at natatapos ang Flower Festival dahil sa trade fair, as we all know. It is way much more than what some people may focus on. It's about the Grand Street Parade, it's about the Grand Float Parade, it is the landscaping. In fact, we had an agreement in principle. Usually, the Baguio Blooms with the landscaping component will be done beside the Baguio Blooms event. But this time, the 16 landscapers will be designated in 16 points of the city so that the landscaping can be all over the city, particularly in the CBD. But we'll continue to have landscaping in the Baguio Blooms. Second, in the spirit of what we wanted the last time and supported this time by our mayor, we're not going to have the Baguio Blooms at Burnham Park. As everyone has been saying, there shouldn't be trade fairs in Burnham Park. So we will do that at the Baguio Convention Center parking. and we'll do some of the landscaping in the parking there. So that it's away from Burnham Park. We're not gonna have to do some traffic rerouting. It eases the traffic situation during the flower festival. But we'll do it there. We've always, in fact, last event, we wanted it to be placed there, but we were overruled on that matter. So it's way much different, I would think, for this coming 25th anniversary. Kasi 25 years na tayo eh. Dapat naman, let's grow up. 25 years na. It's not something new. Di kahunin. It's more of innovating it. It's more of improving it. It's presenting our best foot forward to the country, to the community.
Thank you, sir. Sir, lastly, Sir Arturo, sir, since the new concepts, the dynamic programs, how's the atmosphere as far as the corporate world is supporting the Panagbenga, sir? Thank you.
Yeah, the corporate world are still there to support us. They're already knocking at our doors, asking already for the packages for sponsorships, no? And we are about to release all these sponsorship packages. So hopefully, if we can drum up a little bit more because of the 25th year anniversary, we hope we can get a little bit more from the corporate sponsors that we have, a little bit more. We're not really talking of so much more, but a little bit more, it will help and it will go a long way.
Sir Freddy, maybe it would be nice to share that the subsidy we're giving to the participants in the float and the street dancing parades.
Okay, for street dancing, the subsidies will remain.
What is that subsidy?
I think Vanch by now, elementary is 100,000 for elementary to all.
Participants.
Yeah, which is going to be all who will participate on February 1. All those who will join the elimination on February 1 will get 100,000 from, and that's now all from the foundation.
And this has been going for years.
No, the 100,000 only started last year. Prior to that, it was 40 and 20, I think 60. And last year, we decided to make it 100,000. And we will maintain, even if it's just purely private sector now, we are committed to give exactly the same subsidies. For the float, there are no subsidies. No, we don't give subsidies for float participants. However, we still have the two float categories, small and big float, and we are going to maintain all the cash prizes. If you remember, last year, we already increased dramatically the prices, and we will maintain that for this year.
Sir Freddy, roughly, no, pagka sinama po natin yung subsidy from elementary and prices of winners dun sa ating mga flow, mga magkano po ay naabot na budget.
Well, just for subsidy alone, 100,000, if there are 16 schools that will join, that's 1.6 million na kagad. For prizes, that's about total of 1 million for M for prizes. 4M for prizes. So 5.6, just there alone, 5.6 na yan. We give prizes pa to landscape competition, you know. There are other competitions that we also give cash prizes to. So there's a lot of cash involved as far as prizes are concerned and subsidy. But we are there, and I think the foundation has enough in its coffers to be able to cover. And hopefully we can generate enough funds this year to cover all the expenses.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Freddy. Sunod naman po natin from Philippine Star, si Jun Dunglao. Jun, to be followed by Charles Imon of Bombo Radio. Jun? Ha? No? Sino? Si JJ na lang. JJ of Manila Bulletin. And mamaya susunod po si Architect Alabanza. Would you like to, mauna na? Kasi si JJ muna, tapos sunod na lang kayo, Architect. So marunong kayo architect ni JJ. One. Ganun kahit yung muna kayo. Oh, sige na lang. Muna kayo garudan. Pakiakay nga, JJ. Nga masapo na yan. Hindi na kailangan. Ayan. Ang alam ko, ang Panagbenga nag-umpisa ata noong 1908 eh. Yan yung architect.
Good morning. There are certain things I think that we've got to be creative enough. My concern is we have so many mottos, and so, in other words, for this year we are saying blooming through the years. Very good. But how do you translate that into floats? How is that translated into landscaping in Burnham Park? I think it's about time that when we have whatever, we adopt something, let's translate it into its physical forms. And as I said, even in the past years, we had already some ideas or some thoughts and so on, but it was never reflected in the floats. You will note that the floats were basically commercial floats.
I disagree. I totally disagree.
Okay.
So you're a member of the foundation, sir.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
fine.
believe in the last meeting we discussed about these matters. So I think it's proper that we discuss it the same when we have the foundation meeting again.
Yeah,
Because I take exception, for example, you really think that the Baguio Country Club float is commercial in nature?
No.
So how can you even begin to say that it is
I am
commercial?
saying-
So let's be careful with what we say.
Yes, that's right. I agree completely with you. But the point I'm driving at is why don't we reflect the motto of the year in our floats, in our landscaping?
Duly noted, sir.
It would be very nice to translate that now
Duly noted.
into physical forms, not just a motto there, something. Sorry, I have to say this because no one has ever brought
I
it
guess
up.
during the float parade, we do have criteria on guidelines on the specs what the float should be.
Yeah, that's why let's reflect what we have adopted. What's that? Blooming in the year. That should be our concept of the different implications in the physical form.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, just to enlighten everyone, no, regarding commercialization, I think this topic has been a topic 10 years ago, no, and we have already addressed this, and we have already struck the proper balance between commercialization and culture and the foundation and flower festival. Because we also need to raise funds, you cannot take out the fact that a lot of sponsors will want to also be able to expose themselves. No? Otherwise, giving without getting anything in return is a no-no for this commercial and these big corporations. So we have struck the balance since 10 years ago, whereby, one, we were the first to implement, I think, even 12 years ago, 70-30 on the bannering. The banners in the city will be 70% Panagbenga, 30% only corporate. As far as the floats are concerned, we do not allow any more big names of the float owners, like if it's Coca-Cola or Smart or Globe. It is a minimal exposure for their corporation name. Minimal. Very, very minimal. If you go around the country and go to all the other festivals, you will see minimum 50% corporate sponsors all over. It's only in Baguio that we are able to implement and stick to our guidelines of 70-30 for bannering, and for float, it's minimal. For street dancing, if you notice, before, the schools would get sponsors and they would want the sponsors in the t-shirt, in their uniform. We have now disallowed this. since several years ago. We have said no more. We will no longer allow corporations that sponsor schools to be able to put their logo in the uniforms of the students. Now they still get sponsors, and subliminally, we have allowed them only in the banner. In the beginning banner, to identify the school or the contestant number one, sponsored by whatever, Smart, Go, Globe, or whoever the sponsor is. So we have made great strides as far as commercialization. So I think, architect, it's not fair that we keep on using the term commercialization, because we are the only festival that has minimum commercialization. We cannot eliminate commercialization. We cannot. It's impossible because we need private funds. The only way to eliminate commercialization is if you can raise 18 million internally without having to tap commercial establishments. We'd be happy to sit down with you.
No, the point I'm driving at is not commercialism. It is the translation of the theme, blooming through the years. Wouldn't it be nice if the floats, when they come down, this is their interpretation of blooming through the years? That would be a very nice thing. Translating the theme of Panagbenga into the floats, into the landscaping, and so on. So we do not just say blooming through the years, but here are some examples of what we think blooming through the years is all about.
Sir, with due respect, which during the float parade you're not even present, how can you even begin to say that the floats are not blooming every year?
No.
We were there during the parades every year. And I guess it's safe to say that the public has witnessed the leveling up of standards of the placement of flowers, variety of flowers in the float. It's composed more than 90% flowers. Isn't that already a mere representation of blooming? But we can still improve. I get your point. But let us not make sweeping statements.
Of what?
Of generally, floats are commercialized.
No.
I want to move past that. But I just want to make some corrections because it is creating a wrong perception to the public.
I'm not talking about commercialism. I am talking about symbolism. How do you translate the theme into its physical component?
Well, I'm sure those creative artists will find a way.
Yes, that is right.
Okay, sir.
That's what we're saying.
Okay, sir. I think we're guided by guidelines wherein the participant should abide by. So, yes. Okay, sir. Okay, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Architect Alabanza. Okay, alam mo ba, I totally agree with the floats, if you have watched Sinulog,
Yeah, you keep covering different festivals
right,
in the country.
It's only the Baguio Flower Festival talaga na when you say it's a float, talagang float po siya. 99% is composed of flowers.
Real flowers.
Real flowers. Unlike with the other festival kasi they're making use of, they make use of, alam mo man, may mga plywood and then pinipinturahan po yan. So,
Well, we have guidelines, but yung kanya-kanyang kumpanya o individual participants, may sarili silang creative director to set up that flow.
okay. Thank you very much. So, Mr. JJ Landingin of Manila Bulletin, and then sunod ka, Charles ng Abong Barado.
Magandang umaga po sa atin. Sir, I'd just like to know yung creative spark ng ating winner sa logo, sa theme, festival theme. I'd like to ask her what came through her mind when she submitted her entry and congratulations to Nina. So we'd like to know how you came about with the festival theme.
So we call on the winner.
Nina, have a seat. This is Nina.
I'm from UP Baguio. My name is Nina Dominic Longit. The theme came to mind when I was thinking about all my experiences during the Panagbenga. Throughout the years, it's always been beautiful and it's become more beautiful thanks to the people working on it.
Alamin ko lang, how many, so maraming sumali, di ba? So, naengganyo ka i-post yung contest. Yung contest for the theme. Where did you learn para sumali ka na mag-submit ng entry mo?
My mother.
Ay, your mom. Okay, thank you, mommy. So, congratulations. Just looking through the years.
My experiences growing up in Baguio. It's become a very beautiful city. We're one of the UNESCO creative cities now. So we've grown so much as a city, and we can keep growing and blooming, and that will be reflected in the festival.
Okay, maraming salamat. Again, congratulations.
Follow-up lang po sa nabanggit ni Nina, yung Creative City. Mayor, how do you plan to introduce, and of course to Sir Elia or kay Sir Freddy, yung ating pagiging Creative City sa this year's staging of Panagbenga?
You know, if you look at the aspect of being a creative city, it's focused on arts and folk arts and crafts. So this is probably something that we need to discuss with our policy and program review committee. That it's about time that if they can highlight yung craft and folk arts sa itong Panagbenga. Although it's being highlighted, probably they can do some emphasis on crafts and folk arts. So that's again, sabi ko, it's a challenge for the new, for 2020 because they need to level up. Yun ang self-imposed challenge nila. They want to level up. And crafts and folk arts is something that there's a way of how to level up in terms of bring to fore the status of the city as a creative city.
Sir Elia or Sir Freddy, if you have anything to add.
Yeah, if I may add. Mayor, meron ba po tayong Creative City committee or is there a group? There's a Creative Council.
They will be working with you.
Okay. So there you go. The Creative Council Committee will be part of the working committee here.
Yeah. In fact, some members of the Creative Council, yes, will be members of the several committees.
Yeah, I think the members of the Baguio Tourism Council and the Creative Committee
Yes, exactly.
are members of
Yes, exactly.
different committees.
Marami pong salamat po.
So there's now a collaboration among three groups. Yung BFFI, yung Creative Council, and yung Tourism Council.
Thank you very much, Mayor.
Okay, thank you very much, JJ, and congratulations again kay Nina. It's quite surprising na ang bata nito, pero nakapag-isip siya ng blooming through the years, no? Yung creativity. Noong tama si JJ, ilang taon na, hindi natin naiisipin kung gaano ka din. Oo, hindi nag-boom. Okay, sige, Charles.
And good morning po sa mga panelists po natin na kini po Mayor. Bakit ngayon lang po na-realize natin na pwede palang gawin itong Baguio Blooms Exposition dito sa Convention Center kahit meron na pong campaign yung BFFI last years ago, tapos it wouldn't affect pa yung finishing touches po dun sa Convention Center po kayo?
We're doing our best to make sure that the convention center will be available by February. Yun ang tinututukan namin ngayon ni City Administrator. In fact, every week, pinapasyalan namin ngayon yun, making sure that everything is in order and according to the plan, according to this specs. Kasi nagkakaroon nga tayo ng malaking problema doon sa convention center natin. It's becoming an issue, especially on the quality of the yung craftsmanship. So, kinausap na namin si Director Canlas, and he gave a commitment that they will make sure that DPWH will also be closely monitoring yung ongoing works sa convention center, so that they will be able to comply with the requirement that they have to finish it by February. Pero ang totoo niyan, matatapos yan, yung kompleto matatapos yan by April. April pa. Talagang doon pala matatapos yan. Kaya talagang kundi sila, pressure na rin sila na bilisan yung kanilang trabaho doon without sacrificing quality.
Thank you very much, Charles. Jonathan Llanes of Sunstar, and then Ana Laksamana of Baguio Media.
For the mayor, sir, there is some problems in traffic, especially this weekend, this past 3 days. What are the preparations of the city in terms of security and traffic personnel with regards to the opening day parade and the grand float parade? Where we expect volumes of visitors.
One is, we're fast-tracking yung procurement ng mga bagong traffic lights. Because hindi na natin ma-calibrate itong traffic lights natin. Dahil pinagnanakaw na yung mga controller. Yung may ibang controllers naman, sira na. And the time that these were calibrated was when these were installed. And I believe this was about 25 years ago. So nakita nyo, mali-mali na yung timing because iba naman yung situation kung kinalibrate ito. And these were not properly maintained. Unang-una, wala tayong technician. So ngayon, magpapatrain tayo ng technician. Second is, if you notice, we're doing a lot of experimentation now. Experiments sa ating mga one-way, two-way. We're making sure na tinatanggal natin yung mga conflict na junctions, conflict na intersection. Third is, we are now revising the geometric designs of our island. Meron tayong pinapanipis, meron tayong tinatanggal. Meron tayong lalagyan ng kanilang mga... So nakikita nyo siguro napakaraming plastic barriers na nilalagay natin para sa experiment natin. Third is, we're just waiting for the final study nung ginawa ng MMDA para ma-implement na natin yung bagong mga bago pang changes. Mga changes na dapat natin gawin dahil we need the help of MMDA, especially in the utilization of the traffic simulation software. The study will take about, tapos na actually yung data gathering nila. They're just preparing yung literature. Ang level of, just to let you know, ang number of vehicles na natin dito sa City of Baguio is 64,000 vehicles, registered vehicles in 2018. And our streets can only comfortably carry around 18,000 vehicles. So can you just imagine, during rush hour, kita nyo na lang yung buhos ng sasakyan. Iba pa yung pagdating ng mga bisita. Second, meron pa tayong problema doon sa ating Marcos Highway. May problema pa tayo rito sa Canon. Kaya nga na-request ko doon sa ating OCD, doon sa interagency committee natin in charge of Canon to open it. Yung maski na pataas lang. We will widening ng Marcos Highway will start first quarter next year. Para sigurado tayo na magtutuway na yan. Ay mag-4 lanes yan. We're doing a lot of things to address it on traffic. But as I've said, we can only do so much with the sheer volume of vehicles. Napapansin nyo naman siguro na during non-rush hours, gumagaan. Yun ang importante. Doon lang tayo nagkakaproblema during the peak hours o itong rush hours. We are deploying around 174 policemen and traffic personnel. Ngayon, meron tayong dumating na policemen, siguro mga 200 i-deploy natin during weekend. Kaya nga isa sa mga priority ko that I considered as something urgent and I'm requesting the City Council to immediately act on it, and that is the creation of the Traffic Management Office, a fully functional Traffic Management Office. Sa ngayon, I'm sorry to tell you, but the Department of Tourism is not yet the creation of the Department for our tourism is not a priority at the moment. Ang pinaka-urgent na serious na problema natin dito is traffic. We have to address that. Besides, we have a tourism council that is helping the city craft its master plan and the execution of its implementing plan.
Sir, about are there extra orders being directed by the chief executive in terms of security in the city during those critical days, the float parade, the 2-day parade?
The Baguio City office, police office, has its own implementing plan, security plan. And all they have to do is just update it. For the meantime, ang tinitignan ko lang na security plan is itong Christmas. Kasi meron naman ng previous na security plan na it doesn't really need an overhaul for the Panagbenga. So far as I'm concerned, when I was the regional director, hanggang ngayon, yung pa rin ang security plan na ginagamit ng ating kapulisan.
Sir, last question, either you or Sir Anthony. With the ongoing works at the Baguio Convention Center, and this is going to be used for the Baguio Blooms for 1 month, are you satisfied with the ongoing works within the periphery of the Baguio Convention Center? It seems there are no works for the parking area, so I think that would affect the pag doon natin ginawa yung Baguio Blooms.
To be honest about you, I'm not at all satisfied with the way things are going on now in Convention Center.
Sir, are you saying that they are not improving on?
Hindi naman, nag-improve sila, pero yung overall na craftsmanship, yung pagkagawa ng I'm not satisfied. Hindi talaga ako pipirma doon. Maski natapos yan, hindi ako pipirma doon. I just would like to be very blunt about it. Hindi ako pipirma dyan. Bahala na sila, pero hindi ako pipirma dyan.
So may directive ba kayo para doon sa parking lot sa gagamitin ng exposition?
Yes, we will clear it. We will clear it para naman talaga available yun. Kasi to be able to accommodate, kasi hindi na natin papagamit yung burn-up part. It's beyond the commerce of man. Doon na natin ilalagay, we have to clear it. Whether they like it or not, I'm giving them an instruction. By February, dapat clear yung lugar na yan. Sir, to be able to accommodate yung mga activities ng Panagbenga.
Sir, clear it and fix it or clear lang? Kasi
if they're not done with it, they have to clear it. Kung kakayanin nilang tapusin yung trabaho nila, inaayos nila yung perimeter at a cost of 50 million, then they have to fast track. Kailangan bilisan nila lahat.
Okay, follow up lang, Mayor. Kasi yung photo po ng Baguio Convention Center, galing po sa DPWH car. Does this mean that the contractor will not be paid? O paano po ang magiging liability? Contractor po.
Hindi ko lang alam.
Kung hindi niyo po mapipirma.
Hindi ko lang alam. Bahala na sila. Pero ako hindi ako pipirma doon. Kasi sa ngayon, ang problema ko doon natakpan na lahat yung dapat kong tignan. Can you just imagine, hindi pa nga natin ginagamit yung convention center. Nagpa-practice pa lang yung Miss Baguio contestant.
Right.
Biglang babagsak na mismo yung ceiling. Natakpan na yung iba. Paano natin, alangan naman pakpakin natin lahat yun. So ano pang condition ng ibang mga areas doon? Hindi naman natin nakikita. Paano nila ginawa? Nakita niya naman siguro pati flooring nagtatanggalan na. Nadidisalign. Yung wood blocks nadidisalign na. Nakita niyo yung itsura ng CR. Binabago namin ngayon. Pati yung mga nilagay nilang mga features ng CR, yung mga ano to, water closet, napakababang quality. Nakita niyo yung upuan, napakababang quality. Nire-recover na namin yung original na upuan nun eh. Fortunately, yung nakakuha ng original na upuan na yun, they're willing to give it to us for free. Give it to us, although binayaran na nila. Para lang magamit natin doon. Kung sakaling masira na yung substandard na upuan na nilagay doon, na galing, di ko alam kung saan nila in-import. Substandard, yun eh, papalit natin yung dating original na upuan.
Okay, that's true. Ano, that was during, I think, the conduct of the Miss Baguio. Umutik na nga pong itakbo sa ospital si Mr. Sunny Ticuala dahil nahihimatayin daw siya. No? Okay, bago po dun sa katanungan ni Mr. Alvin Kitasol ng Tribune, we go to Ma'am Rebecca, no? And si Miss Jacqueline. Ma'am Rebecca here is, lagi ko nakikita to, pag may mga festival, lagi siya yung one of the judge. Ma'am Rebecca, what's in it for us? Ano? Doon po sa hawakan po ninyong committee. Ano po ba yung mga pagbabago? Same siguro question with Miss Jacqueline.
This year, ang theme namin for the elementary category is living colors. So we distributed different colors to the participants. And then they will translate these colors in different flowers and different props na i-interpret po nila during the competition. For the high school will be the Cordillera Weaves. We distributed the different tribes, the 7 tribes, to the 7 high school participants. So aside from this street dance competitors, we also invited the drum and bugle corps from Cavite, who will be part of the grand parade on the 29th. And also, we will also have different activities at the Rose Garden. This will be from dance, fashion. We'll also have music festival. This will be participated by not only from Baguio choirs, but also from La Union and Pangasinan.
Si Ms. Becca is part of the NCCA Committee on Dance. So, I guess sinagot niya yung question ni Architect Alabanza. We go to Mrs. Jacqueline Ramon. Yes, anything more to add on what's new in 2020 presentation?
We just wanted to make it simple for the elementary para mas madali nilang ma-achieve yung goal nila. So last year, ang ginawa kasi namin na theme is yung mga flowers. So nag-draw lots po sila for rose, carnation, gano'n po. This year naman, ang draw lots nila yung colors po. Tapos, so hindi lang specifically flowers yung gagawin nila. So kasama po sa costume, sa props po nila yon. And so far, naging okay naman yung pagtanggap ng mga schools about it. Kasi ang balak po namin, at the end of the parade, magsasama-sama sila. So para siyang magiging carpet of flowers po. And then, yung ayun po, yung mga weaves po yung nasa high school natin. Inaano lang po namin na hindi siya sa costume lang, but also sa props nila na may mga weaves din po sila na according to the region na nakuha nila. Yung open and yung cultural po is just depending on their own tradition or on their own region. Yun po. Ayun. Pride of place. And then, ang balak din po pala namin is to invite as well some of the bands ng mga military bands like the Marine Corps and perhaps maybe the Navy or kung sino pa po ang pwedeng who are interested because I think they're also interested to perform here.
These are special performances.
Yes po, intermission po.
Marine, no? Or yung ating Navy, no?
We already have a days during the Nutcracker.
Yes po, opo. I'd like to thank pala everybody who has been so supportive of our production of the Nutcracker with the Philippine Military Academy. Actually, we knew it was a risk kasi we didn't really know kung anong mga reaction ng mga tao, ng mga alumni, ganyan. Tapos nung nakita naman namin, almost all po positive naman po ang feedback po nila.
More daw. So we'll have
Congratulations.
more Panagbenga 2020.
Okay, pwede bang i-infuse yung ballet dance sa native dance?
Pwede naman, opo.
Pwede naman.
Para contemporary and contemporary, sir.
Ayun. Para matuwa si Aldwin. Aldwin, di ka na. So wala nang tanong. So wala nang paabot sa ating mga kasama sa media. Okay?
There's a request to have a rundown of calendar of events. So we do have the 25th Panagbenga Festival calendar of events, traditional events. On Feb 1, Sunday 8 a.m.
That will be, of course, the grand opening parade, no? And of course to be followed by the fireworks display.
And Feb 1 to March 8.
That's the Baguio Blooms Exposition, no? And of course the landscaping exhibition and competition.
On February 12 to 15.
The school-based landscaping competition, ito po yung kasama po dyan yung judging. And of course, February 14 to 16, yan po yung PNP Alumni Homecoming Weekend. And, yes ma'am?
Feb 16, Sunday, handog ng Panagbenga sa Pamilya Baguio. Let 1,000 Flowers Bloom, Panagbenga Open Kite Flying Competition, Panagbenga Cultural Show, and Fireworks Display.
And of course, on February 22, that will be on Sunday, Panagbenga Cultural Dance Competition. February 22, Saturday, I'm sorry. And 22, Flower Tea Golf Tournament. February 29, Saturday, of course, the Panagbenga Grand Street Dance Competition and Parade. And of course, March 1, Sunday, Panagbenga Grand Float Competition.
And Feb 29 and March 1 would be the Sponsors Day. March 2 to 8, Session Road in Bloom. March 7, Pony Boys Day. And March 8, Sunday, is the closing ceremony and grand fireworks display.
Okay, so bago po natin kunin yung mga closing statement ng ating mga panelista, Sir Anthony, or si Mayor, Sir, sino po ang guest natin during the opening ng ating Panagbenga 2020? Meron na po ba tayong na PPC? Mayor?
For the Grand Street Parade, meron ng listahan ng ating BFFI pero hindi pa nila na-formalize. No? So hintayin na lang natin sila mag-decide. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
So we will be issuing updates with regards to Panagbenga 2020 in the succeeding days.
Okay, so kunin na po natin ang mga closing statement at kung meron pa pong mga anunsyo na yung ating mga panelists will begin, of course, with Mrs. Jacqueline Go Ramon.
Ayan, we are looking forward to having a very exciting Panagbenga Street Dance Parade and Flower Festival this year. So please stay tuned. We already told the entries to level up their performances and to bring only the best for the tourists and for Baguio City.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Jacqueline, and of course, Mrs. Rebecca Lynn Nulot.
Aside po pala dun sa mga binibigay namin na assistance sa mga choreographers and participants of the street dance parade competition, we will also organize, this is an annual event already, we organize a workshop for all the choreographers of the participating schools. The NCCA provides the workshop in dance, music, and visuals. So expect more colorful, vibrant, and beautiful Panagbenga.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Rebecca Nulot. And of course, the co-chair of the organizing committee, Panagbenga 2020, Sir Freddy Alquiros.
Yes, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Sa aming partners sa media, again, tulong-tulong tayo at maraming salamat in advance sa ating promotion. Nakalimutan yung ilagay dito sa ating calendar of events kasi minsan lang mangyari ito na may Feb 29 birthday po ni Miss Helen Tibaldo sa Feb 20. Okay.
25th birthday.
So, live year baby ho yan si Ma'am Helen Tibaldo. Kaya talagang tutugma sa birthday niya itong Panagbenga 2020. So maraming salamat sa inyong lahat, and kami po sa private sector, we look forward to working with LGU, with the government, with our dynamic mayor, Mayor Benjamin Magalong, and with everybody. The private sector is again putting its best foot forward this year, this coming 2020. As usual, we will give it our best and we will give it our all. No? Granted that this is our 25th anniversary, we have to be able to surpass all other years and make a grand statement, no, for the year 2020.
Yeah, Mr. Ways and Means daw, sabi ni Ma'am Helen. Okay, sunod naman po natin ang committee chair naman po ng ating turismo dito sa siyudad ng Baguio, Councilor Elaine Sombrano.
Thank you. Ang sa akin lang po, let's go for a more innovative, mas magandang Panagbenga 2020. And let us incorporate sa ating pang-flows yung sabi nga nila, creative ideas for the city being the first creative city dito sa syudad, dito sa Pilipinas. Again, we will not go wrong. Importante lang po, sama-sama, hindi tayo magkakamali. Mabuhay Panagbenga 2020.
Okay, thank you very much, Councilor Elaine. At syempre, the co-chair also, of course, of the organizing committee Panagbenga 2020, Sir Anthony De Leon.
Good morning. And of course, we'd like to thank everyone for being present in this launching of the Flower Festival. As I mentioned earlier, it is a challenge for the organizers to come up with a much more memorable and higher standard of the Flower Festival, this celebration of the 25th year. So, of course, we will seek the support of everyone. Let's work together. That grandstand. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Anthony, and of course, the chairman of the Panagbenga 2020 Policy and Program Review Committee, Mayor Benjie Magalong.
First of all, I would like to thank our friends from BFFI for joining us today and for the very wonderful kick-off ceremony, launching of Panagbenga 2020. Second is, I just would like to emphasize that I feel so confident that this time we'll be leveling up and we'll be having a more dynamic, innovative Panagbenga 2020. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat din po, Mayor, and of course, Ma'am Helen.
Maraming salamat, Mix. Maraming salamat sa ating mga panuhin. Baguio Flower Festival, Panagbenga is ours. It's a people's festival, so let's find our areas of cooperation to make it a success. Blooming through the years, Panagbenga 2020. Hanggang sa muli, see you then. Maraming salamat.